Hi there, this is Jeanette from Happy Spots and Ink Spots. I've had a lot of requests to make some more videos showing my card making process from start to finish. So I thought I'd start off by showing you a card I'm going to create with this stamp. It's from La La Land Craft Stamps and her name is Capri Marcy. And I've already colored her up and I filmed the coloration, so I'll leave a link to that video for you if you want to go take a look. And after I colored her in, I just cut around her, and you can see I left a white border around her. Just a little thin white border when I cut her out, and it sort of gives the illusion of having a mat around your image, and it makes it pop off your card a little bit better. And question that I get asked a lot, what do I use? I use these scissors from Martha Stewart. I find they're just the right size. So then after I colored her up, I went and found some scrap paper that matched her. And this paper was in my scrap bin, this piece here, and I'm not quite sure who it's by. I think it might be Daisy D, but it's from a collection from a while ago. And then just a scrap of paper from Stampin' Up. I thought I'd make a card that measured 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I want to use this paper tray ink die, ribbon banner die, with this paper here, and then cut out a doily. This is Cherry Lynn Designs, so she'll be sitting like that. And then I pulled, it's from Stampin' Up, they have this really nice sentiment. It says, "Love you much," which I don't know if you can read, but that's what I'm going to stamp the middle of the doily with. And I have another few bits and bobs, but we'll go through that later. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create my card base. And I use now Nina paper for everything, for my coloring, and also for I use it as my regular cardstock as well. It just makes it a lot easier to use just the one, and I like the weight and the thickness of it as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually I'm going to cut it this way. I'm going to cut this at 5 1/2. And then I'm just going to go ahead and score it at 4 1/4, which on your score buddy is this little asterisk there. And then I will go ahead and cut this paper down to size so that it measures 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to take, this is a little punch from Stampin' Up, and it creates a nice little sort of cropped corner for you. So I'm going to use that. So it's going to look like that. And now I'm going to cut out the doily. So I'll set that aside. So hopefully you can see this. So I'm going to cut it out of my Nina cardstock as well. And I'm just going to go back and forth a couple of times with this just to make sure that the whole thing cuts out properly. So it ends up looking, I don't know if you can see that, looking like that. And I'm just going to have to take my paper piercer and I'm going to have to go ahead and just punch out all those little bits like that, which is not really hard. Just it takes maybe a minute or two to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But before I do that, I'll just cut everything else out that I want to cut out. So I'm going to cut out my banner. So put these aside. And then I'm going to cut out, and I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to use it or not, but I have this Embosslet. It's a little scalloped heart, and that's also from Stampin' Up. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that out too, but I'm not sure if I will actually use it or not. But I'll go ahead and cut it out anyhow. If you're wondering why I'm using these big long cutting pads, it's just because my smaller ones, I ended up cracking one last week. So I'm actually waiting for my new ones to arrive. So you can see how that just sort of pops up, and I think it's really cute. It has like a little embossed little hearts inside. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, but I've cut it out just in case. Okay, so now I've gone ahead and I've punched out all the little holes in my doily, and I'm just going to start putting my card together now. This is Distress ink. It's worn lipstick, and I'm just going to use it to sponge along the edges. Just gives your card a more finished look. And I'll just go and adhere it now. To my card. The next thing is going to be my my banner, but I think it's just going to be a little bit too short. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it in half. And that way I can make it a little longer. It doesn't want to stay down. There we go. I'm using this adhesive for the first time, so that's why you see me sort of having a little trouble figuring out how to use it. Okay, so that's down. And I'm going to be stamping, I told you already, love you much. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink that up using just Memento ink. And I just want to make sure I place it. There we go. I just want to place it so that I'm not going to be covering up with my image. Okay. And I think I'm actually going to sponge the edges of the doily as well. That makes it a little bit softer, I find. So I can get that stuck down. I'll stick Marcy down as well. And then I think I will end up putting this heart on, but again I'm going to sponge it quite heavily this time with the worn lipstick. A little bit in the center there. Now, because this is sort of embossed, I'm not sure if it will stick really well with that tape, so I am going to go ahead and use some Scorpel tape for this in particular. And there you go. That is a simple Valentine card from start to finish. Thanks for joining me.